Hello, Raleigh. This is Whitney for Raleigh reporting to you. I'm going to be continuing to report on my views on what's happening in Raleigh. And I want to talk today about an article in Axios that came out yesterday, Axios Raleigh. Mayor-elect Janet Cow and several of the incoming Raleigh City Council members all say that finding a way to boost the salaries of law enforcement officers will be a priority in their next budget. Why it matters. Raleigh continues to have vacancies in its police department coming out of the pandemic, and many city officials have cited the department's starting pay of $55,300 as being too low. The Raleigh Police Department currently has 58 positions vacant out of 792, around 7% of its force. Lieutenant Jason Borneo told Axios. So this was a major campaign issue that I ran on, and it's really two-sided. The front side of this is being addressed, and that's working on getting our police officer pay up to par. While I was running over the last 2 years, they did get a 5% increase. But folks, all that did was bring them to the bottom of what's being paid in Wake County. Yeah, that's right. They got a raise, and the mayor took a victory lap on that, a 5% raise, but all that did was raise them to the bottom what's being paid in Wake County. Now, common sense just dictates that Raleigh being the biggest city and our police department being understaffed, I'm going to talk a little bit later on about that, that we need to pay our guys toward the top of what's being paid in Wake County if we want to keep them. I don't see where we've really had any big problems in recruiting. A lot of people think that, oh, well, we just can't recruit the folks. I don't think we have any problem in that. Our classes seem to be filled up. The problem is keeping them, and we have to pay them enough money so they don't leave the department and go over to Cary, Wendell, the neighboring areas. I mean, if they can go over to Wendell and make more money and got an easier job, why are they going to stay in Raleigh? And we pay a lot of money to train these guys. So that's sort of the front side of the issue is getting the pay up. And it looks like I applaud uh, Mayor or incoming Mayor-elect Janet Cow for coming in and addressing this right on the front end. It's been a big issue. Second thing is, I don't think anyone who's on the current city council can claim any credit for this. Most of the people who are coming into the city council now are being reelected. They had a couple of years to make this an issue and do something about it. And the only thing I heard was refund Raleigh. We need to take money out of the police department and put it into social programs. And I was all in favor of a SWAT squad for the police to work with mentally ill people and bring them in if you had someone who just had mental problems. But that's about the only thing I heard this moving towards. So uh, this thing of coming in and paying the police officers more, I applaud Janet Cow for coming in and stating up front that's going to be one of the objectives, not just to give them a raise, tip them, but to get them actually up in the pay grade. And in fact, if you read down in this article, I'm reading down on into it. Um, they are talking about a pay raise that go as much as 22%. And that's what it's going to take to get them up there and make Raleigh competitive. So we want to keep our guys, we want to keep our experienced police officers. But the other half of this is to have the number of police officers increased. We are still working at numbers of police officers from over 20 years ago. And our city has doubled in size since then. So I'm not saying that we need to double the size of our police force. We ought to be able to get some economies of scale. but we need to get up to a number, I think, of up around 1,200 police officers. Right now, we're not even at the budget amount, as I just mentioned. We're 7% short of what the budget amount is of 792 officers. So this is, unfortunately, this has been a problem going on for some time. The police, which is one of the basic services, has not been a priority item. And as our crime rate continues to go up and criminals become more emboldened in Raleigh, we're seeing more and more crime, the crime rate going up. So I hope that the incoming mayor is going to take a strong look at increasing the size of the police department. And maybe we've got to cut back on some of the window dressing things that we do in Raleigh. Where's our money going to? One of the questions I got asked in endorsing a larger police force is, where are you going to get the money from? Are you going to raise taxes? Well, here's what I've got to ask. In 25 years, the population's doubled. Where's all that tax money gone to? That's the real question asked. We should have been ratcheting up our police department with the growing population. Where's all that money going to from all that tax base and all the tax increases we've had over the last year? So my name's Whitney Hill, Whitney for Raleigh. I'm going to be taking a look at this, other issues with Raleigh and reporting on it. But I do applaud the fact that our incoming mayor is going to get our police pay up to where it needs to be.